Today is film day. I'm having a late start. It's already like 10 o'clock, but I did do my workout this morning and I did do some yoga and I did meditate. And I got my coffee from Panera. I skipped Starbucks today. I'm regretting that. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to start filming. Welcome to Drumroll Please, episode 4 of the all day vlog where black and brown women glow up together. If you're new here, hey girl, welcome to the all day vlog. And if you're on your glow up journey, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you've already been here before, hey girl, thanks for stopping by again. Let me know in the comments how your glow up has been going. I would love to hear it. So this week, nothing crazy happened really. But I've been focused on learning how to plan, learning how to get better at money management, and learning how to organize my life. So I made Sundays my designated organize my life days. So this week that meant spending some quality time with Gary first so that I could eat and then I could focus better. So he made some salmon patties. I chopped up the potatoes and then I wrote down all of my just big goals that I could think of into my journal. And then I put them into my Notion goal tracker. So I broke them up by quarters. And then from there, I put them into my Google Calendar, which I also have on that phone. So I turned them into daily goals. So I got my me time and everything planned out. Speaking of planning out me time, Infusing is now a permanent fixture on my calendar. Every Saturday, I'm there for my B12 injection. And that's because I was just so pleasantly surprised with how much energy it gave me, but not in like a jittery way. It's just that I don't need naps anymore at all. And I don't need energy drinks. I'm good with like just a Starbucks latte, which is cool. They do have other services. I don't want to try the oxygen bar, but I do plan on eventually trying the IV water hydration just to see how that makes me feel. And I'll keep you updated on it. Also, I want to, for the sake of transparency, give a little bit of insight into why it is that I'm putting so much energy into planning. So this was a change for me because not only am I a procrastinator, but I'm not going to say not only am I a procrastinator. I'm going to say I used to be a really big procrastinator, and I used to really value being like a free spirit and just going with my mood and going with the wind and doing whatever I felt. I thought that gave me more freedom. But I'm starting to learn now that actually planning out my time and giving everything like a designated time frame is what actually gives me more freedom. It's kind of like more structure actually gives you more freedom, which I think is really cool, and it's not something that I would have thought about before. Shout out to one of my favorite YouTubers now, Carter Sullivan, because that's how I found out about Notion and putting everything on the Google Calendar. I only used to use a Google Calendar like for work. That's it, not for anything personal, but now I'm seeing how convenient it is. I do have to make it fun, and I don't drink or anything, so it helps just to like cook first and vibe out first and then sit down and write everything and make it as easy as possible for me to plan out everything. And I'm not planning just like me time or parent conferences and stuff like that. I'm also planning out things that I actually enjoy doing, like the fun stuff and the relationship stuff, like day dates. All of that stuff now has a designated time, and I make sure I'm flexible, but that structure makes me feel like I'm already glowed up, and I think it's going to help me so much, especially when I go into this leadership role. I want to share with y'all this fun to me thing that I did. So I'm doing some work to get back to like doing the things that I like to do even growing up. the things that I envisioned myself doing as an adult that I had kind of skipped over. I don't know why. I don't know. You become an adult, and then there are certain things that are like the norm and certain things that aren't. I kind of like fell into that. And I'm breaking myself out of that right now. All that said, I love art. I've always loved art, and I love history. I was actually raised in a home with my great grandparents. My great grandma didn't pass until I was 25 years old. So I lived with someone who was born in 1918. You could not avoid history. So naturally, it's a passion of mine. So to get back to that, I went to the art museum here in Columbia, and it was so fun. So I want to share a little bit of that. This is not by any means a makeup tutorial at all. I am not the girl for that job. But I did want to show you how much I took my time and romanticized this visit to the art museum, and I allowed myself to get excited about it. And let me tell you about this hairstyle. It's called a palm tree. It's an extremely urban style by Miami standards, but I did it because I've always been able to see the art in it, and I felt like it was the perfect fit for the museum. And that's pretty much it for this week. Honestly, I did want to talk more about career stuff just because I know the job market right now is really tough, and it's hard for some people to even get interviews. And I feel like I have some insight that I can share and some tips that work not only for me, but also from me working with a really big financial institution and actually conducting interviews. I remember some of the stuff that actually worked. But I did promise myself initially that I only wanted my vlogs to be like 10 minutes long. So there's only so much that you can fit into 10 minutes. So I might save the career stuff for my first week of work, which has been moved from next week to the week after. So I start October 2nd. Maybe we'll do like a corporate get ready with me, and I'll bring you guys with me to work. My battery's dying. And then we'll talk about some interview tips and promotion tips and salary negotiation and all of that stuff. But right now, I do want to share a really valuable lesson that I learned from her first 100K, which, if y'all watched the last vlog, you know that's one of my favorite podcasts right now. Um, she says to pick three things that you value, three things that when you spend money on them, they just light you on fire. So mine are coffee, art, something is really fulfilled inside of me and lights on fire when I buy a painting. Growing up, I used to watch The Cosby Show, and I loved Claire. And if y'all used to watch The Cosby Show, you probably remember when they had like Claire bought like I think it was like $30,000 or $3,000 painting that they had from like her great grandparents or whatever. But that's how I got into art. So my inner child just smiles really big when I can buy a really nice piece of art. So that's one of my money values. And then the other one is self-care. So B12 is important. Workout outfits are going to be important. I'm going to invest more in getting like a workout wardrobe to help motivate me too. So those are my three things. And the whole premise is those are the things that I splurge on. And then the other things that are not that important, I can cut back. So like DoorDash, because food is not one of my values anymore. I do need to cut back on DoorDash. So I'll probably give an update on how these money values are going next week. And I would love to hear your three money values if you want to join in and try this new budgeting thing. I will see you next week, Thursday. Bye, y'all.